Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from everyone from Australia, New Zealand, all around the world, and welcome to round 6 of the InterSim Esports Network Switch Up Series, right here from Lanier Speedway in the street stocks. Joining me in the broadcast booth tonight is Peter Gretton. How are you tonight, Peter?
I'm going good, Aidan. Thanks for having me along, and welcome to all the viewers. Well, it's the first time I'm going to be calling anything on dirt oval. I've been on track a little bit today, having a bit of a feel for it, and I think I'm in the comfortable seat tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely will be. It's set up with a nice slick track tonight. Sometimes in these street stocks around Lanier with a real grippy track, it can be a little bit one lane. We've really set it up to make it a little bit different for these guys, hence why we call it the Switch Up Series. So excited to be able to bring the action here to you, the viewers here on InterSim Esports Network for round 6 of the Switch Up Series. What are you looking forward to the most tonight, Peter?
The carnage, just quietly. To be honest, I'm a big fan of carnage. I know all these guys they like to stay out of it, but I think cautions is going to be a few of them, and just the see how many cars wide we can go through corners. Just the risky manoeuvres.
Yeah, definitely agree with that. I think there might be a little bit of carnage, but I think these guys will err on the side of caution. But the things these guys don't know, the way that this is set up tonight is they're going to get points through qualifying, they're going to get points through their heat, and then everyone's going to go through to the feature. But then in the feature race, the lowest points or the best points go to the back. So it's going to be a complete inverted field for the feature, which is going to be really interesting.
Well, Aidan, you've just pointed out my new favourite thing. You just asked me before, what am I most looking forward to? Reverse inverted grids. That's where it's at. So the feature, that's my answer now. I just changed it. It's definitely the inverted grid. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch all the really quick guys make it up through the field. It's going to be hard enough. Well, it is hard enough on road, and this is dirt. As you see on screen now, JCW doing a good job to keep it high up there.
Yeah, doing a really good job. But before we go in and we do a bit of special stuff, as we do every week here on the InterSim Esports Network and getting you inside the drivers' cars, we need to make a big shout out to our sponsors that make this happen. So, Peter, I'll run through it with you. So, firstly, Visions Images, who brings all the amazing images of every round we do on the InterSim Esports Network to you guys. TP Graphics, TJ Pollard for giving away a free paint every week. Visions Images there, as you see coming up on the screen, giving all these beautiful images to everyone. Virtual Motorsport Mentor with Chris Pennell, giving away a free driver training session to a random driver at the end of this series. Voodoo Vinyls and Signs, which was so nice to be able to give all these trophies, which will be shipped to anywhere in Australia, New Zealand, around the world at the end of the season. Abruzzi Australia for giving away a random set of gloves at the end of the series as well. Mayhem 4x4 Mechanical, giving monetary value towards people's iRacing accounts. There's $100 being put in there at the end of this series to be able to get people to buy content, tracks, etc. Also, last but not least, Locked On iRacing. They've been helping us out a lot with their iRacing podcast and giving us a lot of exposure. So get on and look at their Facebook pages, like them, support people that support us to be able to bring these images to you guys, and get amongst it and like it as we head into the final 6 minutes of practice.
Yep. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the start of the race coming up. Aidan, I just got in my ear that my mic needs a little bit of fixing, so I'm just going to mute up for about 30 seconds, and I'll fix that.
Not sure if that was my mic or yours, mate, but yeah, definitely. But we'll bring a little bit of special content now down into the broadcast here for round 6 of the Intersim Esports Network Switch Up Series right here from Lanier in the street stop. Sorry guys, I've just got to catch up on what I was doing there. Sorry guys, we just got a little bit of a technical issue now. I'll fix that up as we go on. All right, Brady Buchanan, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy, mate.
Mate, thank you for making yourself available here on the Intersim Esports Network Switch Up Series. Mate, in on dirt. We've only got a couple of minutes to go in practice. You were nice enough to put your hand up to take these viewers around for a couple of laps of the Lanier Dirt Speedway. So how about you jump in the car and take them around for a lap in 16 car?
No worries. Cheers, Aiden. Yeah. Beautiful speedway. Never done dirt before, but this should be great to watch for you. Just wait for... And don't watch that, because that is not how you drive a car.
And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, a couple of laps around Lanier Speedway from Brady Buchanan, a man of few words, obviously concentrating a lot. As he said, he has not done any dirt before, so very thankful here from all the guys up here in the broadcast booth to allow yourself to be a part of it and show people what it's like to be around the track in a dirt street stock. And we do have it very slick tonight. So, Brady, it's obviously a very tricky track from what we've just seen in practice at the end of the session.
Yeah, the track was beautiful to start off with. Got some nice fast times right at the start of the session, but yeah, towards the end it's starting to be really slippery and time's slowing down a fair bit.
Yeah, we'll probably get used to that because the way we've set it up, it's probably going to be that in the feature. But thank you for making yourself available, mate. Before we let you go, Peter, anything you want to say to Brady before the race?
Well, we just seen your lap, and it was a pretty good lap considering the experience you got on dirt. But good luck, mate. Good luck.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Can't wait.
No worries, mate. Hopefully we're seeing you in the broadcast booth at the end of the race. Either way, though, have fun and enjoy yourself here on a Friday night and in the Intersim Esports Network.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Later.
Well, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That was Brady Buchanan in the 16 car on round 6 of the Intersim Esports Network right here from Lanier Lanier International Speedway or Lanier Speedway. I'm not even sure whether it is International Speedway, but we're right here from Lanier Speedway for round 6 of the Intersim Esports Switch Up series. So we're just about to go into qualifying in a couple of minutes, ladies and gentlemen. We can't wait to bring that to you guys. So as we see there right now, Terry Marwood in car number 10. It's getting really slick out there at the moment, Peter. It's going to be interesting in this feature, especially with us doing an inverted grid.
Oh yeah, it's going to be hard to keep up, but thanks to SDK Gaming, I'm sure with all their live timing and all that, we're gonna do just fine. But good number, a very good number of cars on track, and slick as PJ said in earlier in our ear, very slick track. It's going to be a mixed bag, I think. Hopefully we can get green, green running, cautions, but then on the flip side of it, we want entertainment. So I don't know. I think we'll see everything.
Yeah, most definitely. We really will see everything. But we see the usual guys at the front. Moore's at the front. Dave Douglas, he loves dirt, even though he says he's comfortable on dirt. I know he is. He's P3 at the moment. But the way this track state is, if you didn't get a lap in the first 5 or 10 minutes, it's going to be really hard. But take no notice of what they're doing in practice at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, because when we go into qualifying, it's going to be reset and it's going to be the same for everyone. So we're only a couple of minutes away from qualifying, and Peter, I'll let you take through qualifying a little bit, I think, and you're jumping in here and helping us here on the InterSim Esports Network, and I would like to let you help do a little bit of qualifying there and take them through it as we're about to go into qualifying now.
Definitely, it'll be my pleasure to jump in and do a bit more, because it's my first time doing it. It's going to be new experiences. They're starting to make their way out now, and like you said, the track's reset.
And real quickly, Peter, before I let you get into it, we are in the USA at the moment. Lanier Raceway is built in 1982, designed by Bud Lunsford as a dirt track and turned into a paved track for karting in the mid-1980s, located in Russellton, Georgia, United States. Was a southern dirt track that was wide and great for overtaking. 11 degrees banking, 4 turns, 5 degrees on the straights. So it actually was originally a dirt track, but then went into a road track, or asphalt track, as I'd like to say, and now they're back 100 years later, or a long time before then, into a dirt track. But we'll let you take it away into qualifying now, Pete, and talk them through it.
Yep, it's heating up. So you got Russell out there with a 16.965. There's not much in it. JCW's 970. Douglas 991, as you said, doesn't really like dirt. That's not really the case, I don't think, Aiden. But funny you said that it was a sealed asphalt karting track, because iRacing's got a sealed version, and I got caught short, and I was actually doing laps on the sealed version today. So I have no idea what this track does, but these guys are doing not too bad. And who we're riding on board with now, the car 24 of Skurlock.
Skurlock will be all right on dirt. He did well in the midgets. Running the high line there, as you see, and in dirt, we call that ripping the lip. So doing really well in the 21 car there. We'd say the Crank Esports, but in this series, they're not running that. So doing a great job. We'll see how he goes across the line. Currently in P6.
Yep, P6 with a 17.131. And there's only 2 minutes left in quali, so not too sure if they're going to be, if there's laps that's capped, or they can run out the whole 5. But Russell's still holding that fast time with a 16.965 by 5 thousandths. Back to JCW. Right on board.
And Pete, I'm going to have to let you commentate on the last 2 minutes of this, because I know, ladies and gentlemen, this is real life and sometimes nature calls. So I'm going to have to let you do the last 2 minutes of this, and I'll be back for the race.
That's fine, mate. You take your time. We've got you covered here, I think. I think we do. PJ's doing an awesome job behind the cameras. Who are we riding on board with here? Sammy K. Sam Katakazinas. I used to get that wrong a long time ago, but I think I've got it nailed now. He's going around quite well. 17.264. He's in. I think that may be a tactic to start out the back. I think we were in Discord with him earlier, and they were saying out the back or out the front. They don't really want to be in the middle. Yeah, Skilton's up to 5th. He's got purple sectors up there. He actually looks to be liking the slickness of the track, but he's up to 4th with that lap now. So we've only got a minute left. Russell's still holding on. So JCW and Douglas, they're going to be right on his heels. There's not much in it. But they're the 3 in the 16s, and then the rest of the field pretty much is in 17s, 17 1s, 17 2s. And it's going to be a little bit of, I don't know, I'm not even too sure if there's any pits or anything on dirt. But what do we got? I think
I'm back here, Pete. Sorry about that. I had to quickly run away for a second, but definitely going to be no pit stops here tonight. It's green to the end through both the heats and the feature race. So going to be really interesting to see what these guys pull out tonight. It's going to be a very slick track. That's the way we set it up. So interesting to see. We've seen that through practice and qualifying. It's a little bit slippery.
Yep, I think that's the way you guys set it up, and it's just for entertainment, just for the viewers.
And as we see right there now, we have Jaden Russell, P1 in qualifying, who's got some extra points in qualifying. Jake Skilton in P2, Michael Skurlock P3, Jamie Nankervis P4. Sorry, actually, we go back. This is actually looks like it is the grid for Heat 1. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I think it is, and I'm in it because I registered as a competitor, which was my bad. But ignore that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in the commentator's booth.
Looks like you're not going to do very well in this one. But out of P1, we got Jaden Russell, P2, Jake Skilton, P3, Michael Skurlock, P4, Jamie Nankervis, P5, Nigel Payton, and P6, Sean King. So we're going to have 3 heats tonight here, ladies and gentlemen, at round 6 of the Intersim Esports Network Switch Up Series right here from Lanier Speedway at Dirt. We're going dirty for 30 tonight, but we're just going through the heat races at the moment. But don't forget, tonight, the further they get up the grid, the more points they get, which means they're further back in the feature, which I'm so excited about, Peter, to see all these guys that do well through the heat races having to make their way through the field in the feature.
Oh yeah, I like seeing it on inverted grids on roads, let alone on ovals. I haven't called I've called a bit of the Weekend Warriors stuff on that's the NASCAR Cups, but I haven't called it on a dirt oval. Here we go. The engine's rise here. I'll hand over to you, Aiden.
Well, get ready to have no voice at the end of the night because you're not going to be able to stop talking. It just happens so quickly as we're watching the drivers at the moment sitting there behind the pace truck, ready to go out for Heat 1 of round 6 of the Intersim Esports Network Switch Up Series. We have Russell off first, Gilton off second, Michael Skurlock off third, Jamie Nankervis off fourth, Nigel Payton off 5, and King off 6. And our man in the booth here, Mr. Gretton, he's not going around, he's talking about it.
Yep, that's exactly where I want to be at this point of the race, especially with these big guys, or the names of these guys already up in Heat 1. I think we got 2 heats and a feature, and that's around about 30 laps, I think, for the features. That's going to be good to watch. But this first race here, I think Skurlock may take it. That's my favourite going in while we pace around.
Yeah, Skurlock's there on the inside second row as the Jaden Russell on the inside, and we're about to go green for the first heat of round 6 of the InSim Esports Network Switch Up Series right here from Lanier as we see Skurlock go to the inside, Jake Skilton on the outside. They're nearly 3 wide, ladies and gentlemen, as the 34 car in Russell going up the inside.
Oh, this is exactly what we wanted to see. Look at this. It's 2 rows, and they're doing synchronised drifting
Look
just
at
about.
Jamie Nankervis on the outside in the 18 car EFT race. He is having a great drive out of P4 at the moment inside of Michael Skurlock as Michael Skurlock gets it all wrong right there out of the corner. Jamie Nankervis in the car 18 at the moment, running really well on the high side. But it's currently P1 Russell, P2 Skilton, P3 Nankervis, P4 Peyton, and Skurlock has had a terrible start out of P3 into P5 at the moment. But nice slick track here, and this is what we wanted to create.
Yep, and they've all sorted themselves out already. It's only lap 4, so almost halfway distance. As you see, most of the cars are single file by now, and it looks awesome to see them all take that high line. It's like they're all almost joined together with a rope, and it looks good. I hope all the boys and girls like watching it back at home, but it looks good from my end.
Yeah, it looks good, but who's going to be able to make, especially in the feature tonight as we through the heat races, who's going to be able to make that move on the low line? Because I guarantee you do have a chance to be able to make a move on the low line. It's going to slick up a lot more into the features, but currently we've got Russell in first, Skilton in second, Nankervis in third in Heat 1, Skurlock in fourth, which Skurlock's really not going to worry about that, because if he knew that the way that this was in, as we got to fight for P1 at the moment, but if Skurlock knew, he's actually in a good spot at the moment for the feature. But let's concentrate on P1, P2 and Heat 1 of round 6 of the Sports Work Switch Up Series. We've got Russell and Skilton really going hammer to tong here at the front with about 5 laps to go in Heat 1.
We're just riding on board with Skilton, and you can just see that the amount of wheel work's needed to drive one of these things. He's keeping up with Russell, but he's very busy in that cockpit, isn't he, Aiden? I think, look at him. He's creeping up right there. He's going to pick his moment, I think. We're lap... Oh, it's it. White flags are out. This is the final lap. He's going. He's taking the dive. Can he get the drive out of it?
No, it looks like Russell's got the drive on the outside, and there we go. He's
around.
He's around, but he's got the heat race
He's got
win.
the done.
And
wow.
So heat race number 1 for round 6 of the InSim Esports Switch Up Series right here from Lanier International Speedway. We have Russell in first. We have gone straight through to heat number 2. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I was trying to catch up with that, but heat 2. So we're going to have 3 heats tonight with nearly 20 cars entered. So starting at a P1 for Heat 2 is Joshua Carroll Walden, as we call him, JCW, Terry Marwood out of P2, Brady Buchanan out of P3, Norman Clark out of P4, Sam Katakazinas out of P5, and Robbie Fletcher out of P. And Rob Fletcher in the midgets last time we were here on dirt actually got a P2 in the feature. So Rob is no mug when it comes to dirt. So don't be surprised if we see him move forward in this heat race.
A lot of big names that I know of in this race as well that I've heard about around the trap. So this is going to be just as exciting as the first heat. And this is what's good about heat racing formats, Aidan. I like it, is it's short, sharp racing, and then they put their racing cap on and go for the feature. And it's 30 laps around here for the feature. But this heat 2, big names in here: Marwood, JCW, Sammy K.
Yeah,
Anyone's ball game.
And it looks like Rob Fletcher didn't actually connect for the heat race. So I don't know what's happened there, whether he's trying to start off pole for the feature. No idea what's happening, but...
Sneaky tactics, maybe.
Yeah, but if they are doing that, they will get disqualified. So we'll see how we go. As we're about to go, a green flag racing as we see JCW take the flag here in heat number 2 here from Lanier Speedway with number 10, having a good run on the outside there. A great one right behind JCW. It's a high-line track at the moment with the slick. Oh, as they get into each other. Peter, take it away.
Oh, mate, that was good to see the 10 on the 35. That's Marwood on JCW. And I thought they were going to go 3 wide, but they put their heads back on, and we got a battle just in the background between car number 16 and 49. Oh, I don't think the low line's just working yet, but the pressure that Marwood's putting on JCW, it's great to watch.
The 16's gone around.
Oh, we might get a replay of that, but look at that. Look, pressure that's been put up the front's unreal. We will have a replay under his own steam. That's that low line, Aiden. Has got no grip at this point of the race.
Caution. What was the fucking caution?
Oh, we got a caution. First caution of the night through a heat race. And tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we do have full course cautions. It's not going to count towards towards laps as we see, I believe, Norman Clark. Oh, just touched by Sammy K. Bit unfortunate there by Norman.
It's jam-packed action. It's just as I envisioned leading into the broadcast. As you know, you sort of try and you sort of look into the future. You try to get a little bit of content to talk about. And I was sort of in that moment before going live, and I envisioned it exactly what you're seeing on screen. I think phew, dirt around here. How short are the laps? The 10, we're 5 already done, and this even the feature isn't going to take long at all. But JCW and Marwood, they're stealing the show for this second heat. 4 at 10.
And Peter, you really need to look out for Marwood in one. I think he's got the race pace. I think he's good. As we're about to go green, JCW holds the field in their hands and he goes early. As we see Marwood around the outside, Marwood's got the preferred line, so Marwood's going to try and do the cutback here, up around the outside. Look at the drive the car 10 has around the outside of Marwood, around the outside of JCW. There we go. We called it there, ladies and gentlemen, as JCW gets hung wide and dry. We've got Sam Katakazinas in the 968, who wasn't really comfortable early in practice, making his way up into P3. Brady Buchanan in the 16 car, keeping him honest right there as Brady pulls it down on the inside of Sam. Fighting for P3, Sam holds it wide, and we are going to settle down now as Brady just spins it again. So it looks like the top 3 now are nearly settled, but we do have Terry Marwood leading ourselves out the front at the moment, with JCW in second and Sam Katakazinas in third.
How good does that look as they come around, as you get the high shot, and they're all drifting. Look at it go. Look at the cameras. How good's that? But Marwood, he was cheering at the restart because he did have the high line. You did mention in your call when they went green, Aiden, that he had the better line from the restart, and he's really capitalised on that. And he's checked out. He's got a good gap.
Yeah, he definitely does. It's the way that the track has been set up tonight. I'm hoping not going to be one lane feature, but we'll see how that happens. But Terry definitely did have the preferred line on the restart. So, oh, big slide job there by car number 9. Norman Clark, big slide job. Oh,
around as well.
Around. Good job by Sam Katakazinas there to be able to out on Robbie Fletcher, or was it Buchanan went around again? Not quite sure.
Well, we didn't even know the race was finished, Aiden. That's how good it is here.
We're getting too excited.
Sharp racing, heat 3.
But now we go into heat 3, Peter, and you can talk us through the starting lineup.
We got Dave Douglas out here, so another big name. They've spread the big names out evenly in this one. Then you got Hunter alongside him, and you got can barely see it. Troher in third, and Tornek in fourth. Connor and Micklemore to round out the field. Micklemore, Dutanic, Douglas. There's got some big names in this one again. So the service, I don't know if it was used that sorted out the names or racing, but they've mixed up the big names that I know of anyway and put them all into these 3 separate heats. This is another 10 lapper. And a little bit of silly buggers going on here.
Yeah, it was all done through qualifying, Pete. So they're qualifying laps. So these are some really big oval name races, i.e., Dave Douglas, Matty Hunter. Is that Matt Hunter? I don't think it's Matt Hunter.
No, it's Thomas.
Thomas Hunter. Luke Trahere, my teammate from eSports. Mirko Dortonak, also my teammates in Crank Sports. Connor and Joshy Mickelmore from Motorsports. So some big names here as we head into Heat 3 of Round 6 of the Intersim Esports Network Switch Up Series. This is what's going to decide the field for the feature, ladies and gentlemen. As we're about to go green, the pace truck pulls off. Car 5 is taking us away, Dave Douglas, and we are green.
Oh, so this is going to be. It looks like they're going to go a 2-lane here.
Yeah, they're getting really tight as we see the car number 5 get really tight down the bottom. He's trying to find something down the bottom, but the car's getting really tight. As we see him go around there, Thomas Hunter doing a great job. I think it was Douglas getting really tight there on the bottom. But we've got Thomas Hunter there in the car 20 doing a great job, ripping the lip up around the outside with Mirko Dortonak doing a great job pulling himself up into P2 with Luke Trahere in P3 at the moment. So Mirko's going to give Hunter a little bit of run for this heat race. Yes,
he's doing good, and I think I called. He was one of the ones to watch. He's actually got the fastest lap of the race with a 17.094, and he's definitely putting the pressure on him. And the high lines work, and they're finding the still sandy or the not so slick parts of the track as they get right up high now. That's where the line is. They don't want to be stuck on that slick, but they're doing good. See him right up high there. That's the fastest way around here, I think.
But there is a fine line there between getting it right and hitting the wall, as we see Mirko there in the 62 car getting really close to the wall. It may look easy, ladies and gentlemen, but you definitely look at
he taps it there. Look,
getting to the wall. So very, very hard. And as we're about to go into 30 laps of this, as opposed to 10, anything can shake up here, ladies and gentlemen.
We almost talked him into it, I think. It happened so quickly. We're talking about the risks of running high, about hitting the wall, and he shows us the example. But that's how much risk versus reward these guys are willing to take. Look at that big section of the track just in front of them. That's nice and golden, but around those corners, I wouldn't want to be on track, that's for sure. Not down low anyway.
Yeah, it depends how you run the car. Like, you can get a good run down low, but in saying that, I haven't done a run around setup that we wound into this tonight. So as we see the 17 car get really loose there, really interesting to see tonight. Oh, we got a caution. Who was that? Dortonak. Mirko Dortonak. I believe that might have been Mirko.
Yeah, wow. Well, they were up the front. See what happened there. Oh.
Going for the slider.
That's the same old corner, isn't it, that we've seen in, I think, each of the heats?
Yeah, very unfortunate there for Mirko there, Peter. Mirko was up in P2 and he had a solid position, but saying that, how we're changing the position of the feature, it might actually help him. So, yeah, but as we're on board now with Thomas Hunter in the car 20, is it a really solid heat race so far? Not far to go before we go into the feature race.
Yeah, he's done a 17.1. We've got 2 laps to go, and I think we mentioned earlier that the pace laps don't count, so it will tick over, but it will reverse back. But that line, I have mentioned it a couple of times, but that line that they're all running on now, as you can see, it's actually getting really narrow up the top, and that, I don't know, I think they would want to, for the last couple of laps, they got 2 lap sprint home once we go green. that you'll probably find some of them trying to go down a little bit low because the risk versus reward is getting less, and we're green again, and he's jumped him. Hunter's jumped him off the start. They
Yeah,
had no idea.
I don't know what Traher was doing there, whether he was snoozing, but he's got a good gap there on Josh Mickelmore in third. But yeah, Luke definitely wasn't at it there at the start. Obviously trying to consolidate through the heat races to get into the feature, but we're right on board there with the 31 car and the 17 car going up the inside as we're going to see a slide job. Bit of push, massive push through mid-corner, but he's going to get the drive off. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, with the low line, if you can get it in, you're going to get the drive.
Oh, we got to spin. We got to spin. We had to spin for the. Oh, that was the end.
That's the end of the race.
Caught us again.
Yeah, it does catch us real quick. It happens that fast. So we are. I do not know how that's happened. So we are here for round 6 of the InterSim Sports Network series, Switch Up series. Peter Gretton's commentating. It's just silly. So he's not out of P1. Out of P1 is going to be Dave Douglas, P2, Rob Fletcher, P3, Sean King, P4, Mirko Dortnak, P5, Brady Buchanan, P6, Nigel Payton, P7, Bill Connor, P8, Sam Katakazinas, P9, Michael Gerlock, P10, Josh Mickelmore, P11, Norman Clark. And if we roll over the page, so then we'll go into P12, Jamie Nankervis, P13, Luke Traher, P14, JCW, 15, Jake Skilt, 16, Thomas Hunter, 17, Terry Marwood, and out of 18, Jaden Russell. So ladies and gentlemen, we do have a reverse grid here for the 30 laps. So Jaden Russell was actually top on points. So we're seeing a complete reverse grid. So don't expect it to end up as we see here at the moment.
Well, I'll get my little bit in because I'm going to hand straight over to you when we go green because there's going to be too much action for me to keep up with. This is going to be the best bit of TV that I've watched all week, I think, Aiden. Have a look at them. They can't keep it straight. How they're going to go under race conditions. But it's going to be entertaining. 30 laps around here, Aiden. We're just about to go green.
Yeah, and that's what we bring from the Sim Sweet Shop series here for round 6 from Lanier Speedway in the Street Socks. And we are green as Dave Douglas tried to get the run, but around the outside looks like Mirko Dortnak's got the run, and we are 3 wide, 4 wide, 5 wide going into the back straight. Oh my God, where do we look here, Peter?
We were saying it was going to be, it's a big crash right there, big crash, 3-4 cars involved. But we were saying it may be one line, and the challenge was to get 5 wide. I think we got that as we go to a replay. What happened here? Oh, look, touch is like a ping pong machine, a pinball machine, I should say. Look, 3-4 wide they tried. Oh, into the edge.
Yeah,
big hit.
Michael Skurlock just caught the edge of the track there. He didn't do anything wrong. He if that little gap in the track wasn't there, he would have been fine. So very unfortunate for Skurlock there. Had a really good run around the outside of the 28.
Yeah, it was. That was entertaining bit of racing. Just watching it again back on the replay. But lap 4 of 13, we're pacing around. Thomas Hunter's going very slow as well, I can see.
Yes, we knew this. It's and the yellow laps don't count, so it's going to be interesting to see what happened. Yeah,
that's what's going to be good too. It reverses back,
but we've got Dave Douglas again, who says he doesn't like dirt yet. He's at the front again, so I think he's pulling the wool over our eyes here, Peter. I think he definitely is.
Oh, without a doubt. He definitely knows how to steer one of these things. He's not only out the front, he's got the fastest lap of the race, 17.297. So, I think once we go
green again, Peter, sorry to cut you off, as Dave Douglas gets the start as we have Mirko Dortnak in there behind him with Nigel Payton in third, and we're going to go 3-4 wide into the mid-pack again. Peter, all yours.
Oh, look at this. In the mid-pack is where you want to be. I think that's about 6 wide. Look at this. It looks like, I don't know what it looks like. I haven't seen it before, but, oh, look at this. Synchronized swimming, but on dirt. So synchronized drifting, look at that. Can't even speak. 5 wide at the back they try. How good is that?
Who's that in the
crash.
wall? Phil Connor. Oh, no. Skurlock's around again. They've only got one fast repair, and there's no yellow coming.
Oh, look at this.
It's everywhere. Where do we look? It's like the 2000 Olympics.
Throughout the course of that last run, did you see any rubber laying
Oh,
down?
my God.
That was inevitable. That was inevitable. There was some sketchy driving, say the least, but it wasn't. There was no malice about it. These guys, holy, you don't know where to look. There's probably about 3 or 4 battles going in there. There's about 18 cars on track.
Oh,
Third
mate,
caution.
I don't know, but like, we'll go to a replay now from Paulie. As we're there with Dave Douglas, the leader. Yeah, I don't think we're going to replay there. We can't quite get back to that replay. See, we saw Dave there just get into the wall. So this ain't over, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the InterSim Esports Network Switch Up series. Everyone from Australia, New Zealand, all around the world. Everyone watching on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. As we're about to go green again with Dave Douglas bringing us to the green. We're about to go green. Pace
Green
truck
flag.
in. And Dave Douglas leads us to the flag. And we are green in round 6 of the InterSim Switch Up series from Lanier.
I tell you what, Russell went in.
You all right, Pete? You go.
Russell went with him. Sorry, mate. Russell went with him. And he's right under that lid.
Oh, we've got
in the
cars in the
mid-pack
fence
again.
again.
Look at that 5 wide, Aiden. 5 wide on screen.
Oh,
I
my
seen
God.
it. Look at that. Look at that pack. Look at that pack of ants. You just don't know how to call it. But
Don't do a reverse grid, they say. I reckon do it every week.
especially on dirt. Have a look at this. Oh, the high line is... They're starting to sort themselves out now as we ride on board with Buchanan. But how good is those the camera angles as they synchronize drift? Get it right this time around the corner. They're still trying to go 3 wide.
This is crazy.
Oh,
This
a bit
is
of
crazy.
contact.
Oh, look at this. 3 wide going up. Look at that outside line work. Is that Skurlock going around the outside line there? Michael Skurlock cranking his
around.
water.
Oh, that's good driving actually, not to bring out a caution. How good's that?
Look at this. I don't know where to look, Peter. I can't keep up. As we're back at the front now, and we've got a change for Russell and Douglas at the front as we go under caution.
Caution number 5. But it's short, sharp racing again. But,
Sam Catakazinas into the car 10. Yeah. Oh, and collected behind. Very unfortunate there for Sam. He was having a really good race. He didn't feel comfortable moving in this race tonight, and he was well inside the top 10. So very unfortunate for Sam.
yeah, it was good seeing his name up the grid, because he was saying when we were in the Discord chat before that he wasn't confident about doing the lap in the pre-show because he couldn't do a lap, but to see him that high up that he was, well, up until that incident is pretty good to see. But you know, what's his caution number 5? 11 laps to go. I think there's a little bit more than that, but it's entertaining, say the least. That's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So Jaden Russell was the highest points, and he started off the back of this grid and now moved himself up into P1. So he's doing an amazing job as he takes the green flag there on the inside of Josh Mickelmore. Dave Douglas. Josh Mickelmore there doing a big slider on the inside of Dave Douglas. Is he going to be able to hold it? I can't keep up, Pete. There's too much going on. as we're about to go 3 wide again.
Yeah, look at this field behind them. They don't really care how many cautions they go. I say they're all creeping up to the high line now. So there's a car I think going to go around in the background, but we'll just stay on board with Russell. He's got the pick of the line, and he's up 18 positions. He knows how to do it. Skilton Hunter rather. They're the other two movers. They're up 11, but. Well, look at this. They all fan out. There is a rope between all of them. That's how close they are in lines. That's for sure. Look at those camera angles.
Yeah, amazing camera angles there. Brought to you here by Paul Jackson from InterSim Esports Network as we see them going dirty for 30. It is a high-line track at the moment, but to make a move, they're going to have to drop down a little bit. They're really being a little bit pedestrian at the moment, as we have not seen in the early parts of this race, but we'd see Skurlock there up in about P number 7. They're going the high line. Who's going to make the mistake? We're more than halfway through the race at the moment. We're going to see who goes, but Jaden Russell's actually got this one in the bag. If he keeps his head on his shoulders, I don't think anyone's going to be able to pip him at the moment, but Josh Micklemore's just got up the inside there of Dave Douglas. That looks like they're fighting. They are definitely fighting as Dave Douglas is going to try the slider here on Josh Micklemore. Props it.
Too much.
Josh Micklemore did the slider. As we go again, here we go. Here's another slider. Josh Micklemore up on Dave Douglas. Is he going to prop it mid-corner? Dave Douglas back down the inside. What racing, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, how good is that?
Josh is going to set him up for another slider as we see Mirko Dortnack there. Is Dortnack going to do a slider? I don't know. But Josh Micklemore set himself up here around behind Dave Douglas and ready for the slider. But Mirko looks really quick at the moment. So does Skilton. So let's have a look here and see how this pans out. Not many laps to go. I don't know how many laps to go. I can't really see it at the moment. I'm sure I'll be told in my ear. But Douglas and Micklemore are going for it at the moment. Don't be surprised for another slider, but Jaden Russell's got this one tied up at the front at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. He is gone.
They got this lap and one more to go. So we're just about done, but they all hit the wall just about.
I can't believe how quick this feature has gone, Peter.
The action-packed racing, so white flags are flying now. Oh!
And that's going to be a green-white checker. Or
it would be. But they called it. They called it.
It's a flag. It's been called.
Called it. Oh, look at that. Big crash.
That went so quick, Peter. I could not even keep up. That was crazy.
That feat, to be honest, and we can't take no credit off the drivers, but wow, Douglas, I thought he was going to win, but he was caught up in a little bit of that traffic in the middle rather. But it didn't feel like those 30 laps took any longer than the 2 heat, which were 10 laps, Aiden. But how good was the racing? And they really did tempt fate up high throughout the race.
Yeah, they really had no choice there with the way we set the track. It was very slick, and but it created good racing. It really did. Like the fact that we didn't even know it was lap 30 and we were just having fun watching it just goes to show how good a racing it was. We didn't want to see nose to tail stuff. We wanted to see people drive and try different things, and that was really good. And that's what we love about here in the Switch Up series, or the InterSim Esports Switch Up series. We love that because you come in every week and you don't know what you're going to get. So that's what's so great about it. And tonight, I hope we brought the best thing we could from dirt that we could in the InterSim Esports Switch Up series as we go through the feature results currently. So we had the winner by a unanimous version. I don't even know how to say that word, so hopefully that's the word. Jaden Russell in P1, he did that absolutely stellar job tonight from Jaden. Dave Douglas, nice consolidating drive for his championship tonight in P2. Coming into the round P3 in the championship, he'll definitely make moves there. Josh Micklemore in P3 will make moves as well. Michael Skurlock, who was P2 in the championship coming into this round, getting a P4. He will definitely make moves tonight as well, with Jason Martin not joining tonight, unfortunately. Thomas Hunter into P5, Jake Skilton P6, Nigel Patton P7, and Norman Clark in P8. Peter, I'll let you take through 9, the rest.
And then we got Luke Treyer in ninth, obviously, and Sammy K in 10th. Surprising. Well, he's probably surprised as well that he's in the top 10, because he wasn't very confident leading into this round. So big rap to you, make it up to the top 10. Marwood was involved in a bit of that incident. I'm thinking one of the heats. He done good to get home in 11th. Buchanan in 12th. Titanic in 13th was another name. I thought that would be a little bit further up, but I think he didn't have the race that he would have liked. King behind him in 14th. Phil Connor done a good job. He come home in 15th. JCW, big name down the back. And behind him, Jamie Nankovitz. But my driver of the night in 18th position. I think that's the driver of the night, I think. What do you reckon, Aidan?
Hey, mate, at least they got 0 incident points, so they're good to go, yeah? So, good to go. You can rock up next week. But anyway, guys, round 6 of the Intersim Esports Network Switch Up Series is run and done here from Lanier Speedway in the street stocks, as we go back and have a little bit of a look at some of the incidents. But before we go and interview the top 3 drivers that were good enough to be able to be up here tonight, we just got to go through and thank our sponsors, Vision Simages, who brings us all the images every week here on a Friday night on Intersim Esports Network. Locked On iRacing for giving all the content on their podcast for us. TP Graphics, TJ Pollard, for giving a free paint to a random driver each round. A Brucey Australia, of course, for giving a free set of gloves at the end of the year. Mayhem 4x4 Mechanical for contributing $100 to go towards someone's iRacing account at the end of the season as well. Virtual Motorsport Mentor and Chris Pennell for giving a free trading session at the end of the series to one of the drivers. And not most importantly, but a really big thing, is Voodoo Vinyl and Signs for supplying all the massive trophies that are going to be sent out for the top 3 in this series. And when I say massive, they're going to be...
Yeah, I did hear they're a little over the top in size, mate, but that's...
they're going to be sent across all Australia or New Zealand, or 2, 3 for the inaugural Intersim Esports Switch Up Series. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to pull up the top 3 into the broadcast booth and have a chat to them. And currently we have Josh Micklemore. Joshy, P3 tonight, mate. How'd that one go for you?
Yeah, not too bad. It was good fun there with Dave doing a few sliders and whatnot. So, yeah, it was good fun.
How do you think the track was set up, mate? We tried to make it a bit more slicker because we didn't want it to be follow the leader. Did you think it helped? How do you feel the car was? Would you rather it more grippy? What was your thoughts from behind the wheel?
On iRacing, I love the slick track on the dirt stuff. So yeah, blacker the better, in my opinion. But yeah, that top line was very dominant though.
Yeah, it definitely was dominant. I thought maybe right down towards the wall at some stage someone could have got a run, but I think with the setup we ran into it, what I found through the longer run at the end of that 30-lap feature, it probably wasn't going to. But I tell you what, it was action-packed. What did it feel like from the driver's seat?
Yeah, no, real good fun. Like I said, me and Dave were throwing sliders at each other lap after lap for a few laps there, and yeah, it was good fun. Yeah, I hadn't drove this car for quite a while, so it was quite enjoyable.
Yeah, well, that's really good for your championship points at the moment, mate. So good, solid drive. You're always up there in everything you do. Absolute champion in whatever you do. But I'll hand it over to Peter at the moment, mate, and ask Josh. Do you got anything you want to say to Josh?
Yeah, Josh, it's Peter here, mate. Hey, did it feel from the car as fun as what it looked in the heat races and in the feature? Because me and Aidan, we had no idea that you guys just put on a show. It was super fun to call. How was it behind the wheel, mate?
Oh, like I said, when I was battling with Dave, yeah, bloody good fun, to be honest with you. I guess we sort of got this same sort of style or whatever, so we're pretty close racing there. But yeah, no, bloody good fun, man.
Nowhere else you'd rather be on a Friday night, Aiden?
No, mate, and that's what we like to bring into the Intersim Esports Switch Up series is fun, mate. We're all about fun. We want guys to come out and have fun and have a smile on their dial at the end of the race. Like we all do a lot of stuff that we take seriously, and this I'd like to think people take seriously as well. But at the end of the day, to have people come in and like Josh is just saying there, have a smile on their dial and have fun and be able to fight for something, it means a lot, and it's really good to be able to broadcast. So, Josh, very happy for you to have a good run and keep supporting the series on a Friday night, week in, week out. And, it's really helping your series, and you've been doing a great job this year. But before we let you go and go and probably have a couple of bevies on a Friday night before you go to bed, anyone you want to thank before we let you go, brother?
What's that? Nah,
Fibber.
nah, yeah, it's the Mitch Motorsport boys, Jason, Rob. Unfortunately, they couldn't make it tonight. And Jaden Russell for the win. He's actually a Synergy Sim Racing teammate of dirt side of mine. So, yeah, good job on him, and good race with Dave as well.
No worries, mate. Well, we'll let you get going, but good job on a P3 tonight. On the next round, we're halfway through the series. Remember, Josh, we've got the last 2 rounds are double points, and you still get to drop one yet. So a long way to go, mate.
Yeah, all good. Cheers, guys.
No worries. Have a good one. And Peter, as we bring up P2, Mr. Dave Douglas, or as we call him, Dave Douglas.
Hey, what's going on? Yeah, good.
How'd your race pan out, mate?
Oh, it was pretty good, mate. Somehow I ended up on the front row in the feature. I thought I stuffed it in the heat there.
I didn't tell you this. It was inverted.
Yeah, I eventually worked that out. I thought it must have been inverted. So nice front row start. So from there, I was just sort of just keeping on where Josh was and Russell were, because I think they were my main threats. And yeah, they came quick. But I was able to hold Josh off, but not quite Jaden. He was too quick tonight.
Yeah, Jaden was really quick, but you were too, mate. Not taking anything away from you. You were doing a stellar job. You did say in the midgets. You did say in the midgets that you're not a real big fan of dirt, but you enjoy it.
Yeah, I love the dirt.
But then another dirt race, and you do sensational. So I think you're underselling yourself there a bit, mate.
Yeah, maybe, mate. I'm a bit of a bloody wall rider. I like to get up on that wall. So towards right at the end of that, probably the last 3 or 4 laps, it was right up against that wall. So it was fun. Just running that wall.
Yeah, you did a great job, mate. Great job there in the car 5. So, well, it looks like car 5, even though you're 199 normally, but car 5 tonight.
Can't keep up with the switch up series, mate. See, that's the problem. I got cars and numbers everywhere.
mate, you're just keeping me on my toes. It's just like when I raced last night, I didn't even have a number showing. So same. But no, great job tonight, mate. Peter, anything you want to say to Dave?
Yeah, Dave, good job as usual. Geez, can't even speak. Yeah, it looked like fun out there, and I just say good luck in the Memorial Day if you're racing.
Yeah, I've got a big weekend with the daughters netball carnival and Rocky here, but yeah, we'll try and make the race tomorrow night. But yeah, I just want to, I guess, give a shout out to the top 3 here, because I had a good battle with Jaden before Josh. So we had a bit of a slide job there, side by side, some good racing, and then yeah, Josh sleeping across the bumpers and not making contact. So it's always good when you don't have to hit each other and can keep it clean.
Yeah, and just jumping in there, Dave, before we let you go, what do you think of tonight's race? Because we always look for improvement, because this is only season 1 of the Intersim Esports Cup series, and I did put a post out there on asking whether we keep doing keep doing that stuff. I tried to change it up tonight with a slick track, because considering usually Lanier with a street stock, if it is very tacky, it's really one lane. What do you think of the setup tonight? Did you think it created better racing? What do you feel of the setup? Because it wasn't a stock setup, I wound something else into it. What do you feel about it tonight? How do you feel about the car?
Yeah, the car was pretty good. From the stock iRacing setup, it felt like more of a high line car. But yeah, I don't know. It's I think it's the track. These cars don't really suit this track. That's my opinion anyway. But yeah, I mean, it something with a bit more horsepower, a bit more nimble. This track really comes into its own. But yeah, maybe just a bit longer of a race as well. Just I mean, with the shorter field, I guess it flew by pretty quickly. But maybe a double feature or something if we can set that up, or even just a longer feature maybe.
Yeah, cool. We'll take that into consideration next season in probably about 8 weeks' time. So, yeah, we spoke about that during the week. We all talk to each other all the time, so we're all taking feedback in. And, yeah, glad you enjoyed it, but we'll definitely take that on board. But sensational job tonight, mate, with another P2 in the dirt. Anyone you want to thank before we let you go and go spend time with your girls and your partner for the weekend?
Just a shout out to Riley Curtis for the paint. I didn't even know what I was running tonight. I just rolled up and it was the old Riley Curtis paint. So shout out to Riley, RCD, and the BMX Bandits.
No worries, mate. We'll look forward to seeing you next week. Look forward to getting on and racing you tomorrow night as well. And hope you have a great weekend with the family and the kids. And yeah, again, that's really good for your championship position. We're now halfway through the the inaugural Intersim Esports Switch Up series. So thank you, Dave, for making yourself available, mate.
Spot on. Cheers, guys.
No worries, mate. Have a good one. As we move to the winner of round 6 of the Intersim Esports Network Switch Up series right here from Lanier Speedway. Jaden Russell, have you got a copy?
I do.
Mate, was there anyone else in the race? Like, seriously?
There's plenty of cars in the race. Dave and Josh gave me a run for my money there for a while.
Mate, you're from Synergy Sim Racing, so I didn't know that coming into this, and I think a couple of guys that stream and a couple of really, really good iRacing guys are part of that as well. So, yeah, man, you're doing amazing job tonight. We did do the inverted feature, which we didn't tell anyone about, and the pure reason we did is we didn't want anyone to sandbag. So, yeah, you did a great job coming from the back to win.
Yeah, I noticed the invert in there, and I thought about sitting back in my heat, but I ended up just running with it, going as fast as I could and see what could happen, make it interesting.
And what do you think about the setup of the car, mate? And yeah, in the series, I know you've run a lot of the series so far, but what are you thinking about the series and how it's going so far and all that type of stuff? Like, give the viewers a bit of feedback on what you're feeling inside the car.
So far I'm enjoying it. Pretty good car and track combos. The only thing I don't like about it's the Friday nights. I miss most of them, so disappointing. But when I can make them, it's good.
And what Friday nights do you not usually run? Like, what it's hard. Like, as someone that runs, trying to me and Paul and stuff like that, trying to know who can run what. What can we do to make it better to be able to get you into it more often, because you're an absolute weapon on dirt?
It all just comes down to me scheduling. Most Fridays I'm about 3 hours away from the sim, so there's not much I can do about it.
Yeah, that's fair
Try
enough.
to make what I can. It's a good series to run, really. I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, we all have a home life, mate. We definitely do. I've felt that this week as well. But tonight, mate, you're a class above, absolute class above. You won heats. You drove from the back in the feature. You've shown a clean set of heels. Absolutely smashed it. You've taken away the 100 points tonight. You've taken away the driver of the night. Taken away a free paint. I reckon we could almost give that to you, even though we can't, because it's got to be random draw. But mate, absolute clean set of heels and an amazing drive tonight. Peter, anything you want to have a chat with Jaden about before we let him go on a Friday night, so we can go and have some bevies and enjoy his night?
Yeah, just quickly, Jaden's Pete here, mate. Hey, I don't know exactly if you got too much stream time tonight. I think you were the quiet horse, really. You weren't involved in many incidents. You can stand in if I am correct, but congratulations on your first, mate. Really deserved win, especially with the conditions of the track, which made it exciting for everyone.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I just tried to keep the nose clean, keep out everything. The less camera time, the better. Not in the incidents that way, so it's good.
Well, that's it. We do put the commentator's curse on. I think we did it to Dave Douglas, I think, at one point. But it's all good racing. Congratulations for your first. And yeah, back to you, Aidan.
Yeah, thanks there, Pete. Yeah, Jaden, great drive tonight. As you said, you don't want to get too much camera time, but all we've seen now in the replays as we're talking to you is all about you. So sorry, mate, you've got all the camera time. But no, great drive tonight, mate. Really appreciate you jumping into the series. Really great drive. That's going to help your championship points, as we've said previously. It's anyone's series still. We're only 6 rounds through. But before we let you go, anyone you want to thank before we call it a night?
Just want to say well done to Josh and Dave. They put on a good race there. Dave held me off for a fair few laps, so it was good. Everyone at Synergy, sponsors, JK Signs, Smith & Sons, DJD, everyone else on the car. Yeah, thanks.
No worries, mate. Well, thank you for making yourself available for round 6 of the InSemi Esports Network, and we'll let you go and enjoy your night.
Thanks.
No worries. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There is P1, P2, P3 for round 6 of the InterSim Esports Network Switch Up Series right here from Lanier Speedway for the Switch Up Series. So, Peter, what do you think of that one tonight, mate? Give us a rundown before we close up the broadcast.
Well, mate, I was just quietly crapping myself before because I've never done a dirt before we went live. I was like, oh, I don't know, what to expect. I watched a little bit of footage. I mistakenly did my practice or, a bit of learning on the sealed surface track that they've got, but still good appreciation of the track. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The action that was in, especially the feature race, mate, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely a lot of fun, and yeah, it was a lot of fun to call it tonight with you, Peter. And personally, mate, we thank you, Paul, Prue, and I, and everyone from InterSim Esports Network. Thank you very much for making yourself available to come and join in on the broadcast tonight. We really do appreciate it. Before we close down the broadcast, we just need to make one final shout out to Vision Images, Locked On iRacing, TP Graphics, Bruzy Australia, Mayhem 4x4 Mechanical, Virtual Motorsport Mentor, and Voodoo Vinyls and Signs for allowing us to bring every round of the InterSim Esports Network Switch Up Series to you, the viewers from Australia, New Zealand, all around the world. Anyone watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, we thank you so much. That is a close on round 6 of the InterSim Esports Network Switch Up Series. And round 7, we'll see you next week on Friday night from Chicagoland Speedway in the NASCAR Cup cars. From myself, Paul, Prue, Peter, and everyone else involved in the InterSim Esports Network Switch Up Series, we thank you for tuning in. We wish you a good night, and we'll see you next week.